So, Mickey, how long have you been here at 11th Street West and 16th Avenue West in Bradenton?
Since about noon.
Why did you pick this corner?
I didn't, God did.
How so?
Well, I was trusting my own ways, and God said, "No, you ain't. You're gonna stop right here." And I ran out of gas because I knew I was running out of gas, but I didn't know where God's gonna stop me.
Doesn't God usually stop you on higher traffic corners and places like that?
No, sir. I just go where He tells me.
Where was the last place God had you go?
Well, I've been in Lake City, Florida for the last 2 years.
I've seen you around here quite a bit.
Well, not in the last 2 years you haven't.
Before that you were here.
I was here for 8 years.
So why did you leave scenic Bradenton?
Well, I prayed a lot. And my wife went to Jerusalem, and I wanted to go too. I've been missionary to America since I was 29 years old.
So you started this at age 29. How old are you now?
You won't believe it.
Sure I would.
No, nobody believes how old I am.
Yeah?
I'm 68 years old.
Okay. Is this your full-time job, or do you have some side work
This
as well?
I just took on a side job, and I guess it proved to me that I don't know all I'm doing. We're building fuel cells, and me and another missionary are building fuel cells, and we're separating hydrogen from water and running it into the gas system of the vehicles. And it's giving us from 20 to 40% better mileage.
Has God helped you do accurate mileage tests?
Sir?
Has God helped you do accurate and rigorous mileage tests?
Not yet. I was practicing when I ran out of gas here. Oh, I think it just caught on. I know there's a guy in Tampa doing it because he's seen me doing it. And I know there's a
guy in Victoria, British Columbia doing it.
I know it because he's seen me doing it, because they've contacted most all these people. Just it's the thing that God's opening up hearts. God's opening up hearts. People that really wants to do something special for the Lord, and they say, "Well, I can't do anything." Then all of a sudden they see a man that I never even graduated from high school. I was kicked out of school at the 8th grade because I couldn't learn. I was born bipolar and dyslexic and total attention deficit.
So
I had.
Is this how do you earn a living? I mean, how do you support yourself right now?
What I tell people when they ask me, I tell them my daddy's a multi-millionaire. He owns the earth and the fullness thereof. And, he told me in his book, he says, "Mick, he says, I'll supply all your needs according to my riches and glory."
Does he send you checks, or is it direct deposit, or how?
Well, I'm totally disabled. I had a 5 aneurysm stroke and 3 heart attacks. But I don't believe for 1 minute that when God created me, He didn't know this thing was going to happen, because I had to have some kind of support. I never know when something like this happens. I start laughing. I say, "All right, God, now what's your what's up?" Because things like this. I mean, I have been one time that I can remember not too far ago. There was a Mexican man needed to go down to Green. He had his green card. He had to go down to Davies, Florida, to get his green card validized. And they asked me if I'd take him down to Davies, Florida. I didn't even have the fuel to go. Plus, I had 2 tires ready to blow out, and the transmission was shot in my vehicle. And I said, "Yes, I'll do it." God told me to. And so I took him to Davies, Florida, which is way down south somewhere. And so I said, "Now, God, what do I do?" He says, "The same thing as you always do. He says, get out there on the corner and start telling people about Jesus." Yeah. And I was there on the corner, and this man come by in this Mercedes-Benz, and he couldn't get stopped. And he stopped, but then he turned around and went on around the corner. And he come back about 15 minutes later, and he says, "I got home and I started taking a shower, and God told me to come back and to take care of any need you have."
Meanwhile, how do the police take care of you?
Well, in this town, they put me in jail twice. So,
On what charges?
loitering, being all. Actually, they're just doing their job. People don't like a guy sitting on their corner in the city carrying a cross and telling people about Jesus for some reason or another.
You actually go up and buttonhole people, or just let them
I don't
view?
bother nobody. But what Jesus showed me, just today I was praying, and he says, people never have time for Jesus until they don't have nothing.
How long do they keep you when they haul you in?
Well, usually until somebody pays my bail.
How long does that seem to take?
Mostly about a day.
Who comes down and pays your bail?
I never know. I mean, just somebody. Well, I had a man from L.A. one time, Bradenton, arrested me, and they had caught me on TBN. They were there when I was carrying the cross in front of the flagpole downtown, because they were going to hang a gay flag on the flagpole downtown, and I said, over my dead body, and they just about tried to make me dead. They hit me side the head and busted through my teeth. The police. They took my cross away from me and broke it on the ground.
What town was that in?
That was in Bradenton, Florida.
Okay.
And they put me in jail, and there's a man in L.A. seen it on TBN, seen it happen as it happened, and he was a lawyer. They got me out of that jail in a hurry.
So here you are. How long do you expect to be at 16th Avenue West and 11th Street West in Bradenton?
Well, I get paid at midnight tonight. That's when Uncle Sam sends my check through the bank. I'll put gas in that van tomorrow sometime, and then I'll go on.
Do you have any idea where you'll go?
Well, the Lord showed me right here on this corner. He says, see, Mick, he says, it don't matter where I put you. I have somebody. He says, I have angels. He says, you need to go into more neighborhoods where people will ask what's happening.